So my journey of spirituality, I was not interested in spirituality at all. In fact, I was the happy-go-lucky guy living a life of that nobody can stop me. I was on top of my world, and you name it. And I was drinking, I was smoking, and I had girlfriends, and you name it, I was doing all of it. So the year is 1998 when I am in my first job. And for me, life is just party. Life is just something to enjoy, have fun, so much masti, and with drinking and smoking and partying. That was life all about. Parents, you become a rebel when you all do all this kind of stuff because you are earning and you have freedom to do whatever you want, and the parents are helpless in front of you, and I saw them helpless in front of me. And but when the spirituality, when the divine has plans for you, it will take you through them. So, but there was always this something is missing. So no amount of drinking, no amount of smoking, no amount of girlfriends could really fill my emptiness. I was traveling, I was just not being responsible for myself or anyone in my life. And I got married in that 2004. Well, life wasn't easy after that. And my first marriage made me realize that I am not who I think I am. I used to think myself as the king and I could do anything. So I was brought to my knees. I was brought to my ego was broken. I didn't have any place to run to clinch to. I was looking for answers. Why this is happening to me? No one's fault, and it was just a phase. I wasn't prepared for marriage. Most of us are not, and it happened. It happened however it happened. But that gave me an opportunity to stop, to really stop my flight and find out what is missing. Why isn't my life working the way it is, like I wanted to? Like, where is happiness? Where is peace? Where is love? And my quest for this brought me to a guy in Rishikesh. I was traveling to Rishikesh. There was this German guy sitting in the German cafe right next to the Lakshman Jhula. I was sitting there. He was reading a book, The Art of Living by S.N. Goenka. So I just went up to him. Why are you crazy? Why are you guys here? This country is not worth living. Why are you here? And he said that I find peace here. I found myself here. And I said, how did you find yourself? And he just passed on me a book, The Art of Living by S.N. Goenka. And I got that book, went back home and read it. That book totally transformed the way I was looking at life. I was so inspired by that book, by what S.N. Goenka ji has shared. And then my spiritual journey, that the seed was put in. I think that seed was from there. But later I'll tell you where that seed came from. So, the journey started from there. And after 3 months, I had an opportunity to attend a 10-day retreat of Vipassana in Hoshiarpur. And I just went there. I was smoking outside the gates of Vipassana center. And it's like, probably this is my last. And I stepped onto it and I just went inside. And first day, I don't know. I was taken aback. This is what it is. And third day, I was very much resisting that. I didn't find it. There was so much anger and so much hatred, so much all kinds of negativity coming on the surface of my mind, and I didn't know how to handle it. I went there to the assistant teacher. That's the one who's guiding you. And I said, I can't handle it. It's so. I feel so much burden, like somebody has held is holding my heart inside their palms, and they're like crushing it. And I was not able. And he said, just continue. You come here so far. Just continue doing it. But I was committed. I need the answers. I need answers to love, to peace, to happiness. So I somehow managed myself to sit there for a while. And then slowly, and seventh day, my whole body became vibrations. I could feel that there was nothing gross inside my body. Everything melted. My emotions, my thoughts, my feelings, everything melted, and I was just vibrating like atoms, like each and every part of my body was vibrating. And I could really experience Satori for the first time. Satori is what you call the temporary phase of enlightenment. And that phase, the experience of that phase was nothing. I felt like I am one with everything, that there's nothing to be, nowhere to go, nothing to handle, no peace, no love. It's right now. I experienced divine inside me. And that day, I decided, this is who I am. This is a journey which I'll continue for the rest of my life. And I'm going to take this to millions of people outside this institute. I didn't know Vipassana had centers all over the world, but when you get something, you want to give it to others. You want to share it with everyone. And I really wanted to open Vipassana centers all around the world. That's the feeling that I got on the seventh day. And yeah, I was planning everything. I was planning to do it. I was planning to, go out of here and share what I've gotten with my family, with everyone around me. And then I go out. I go out to share it with my family, and I find the same world. I find the same world. They're not ready for it, and I excitedly tell them, okay, you should do this. It's so amazing. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm rejected. I am not encouraged to pursue it further. And okay, this is for a while, and it will not work. You just think it's there, and it happened like that. I practiced for some time, for 3-4 months, but then the circumstances were not that good, but not that great. I couldn't find my commitment. I was interested in doing that, but I couldn't find my commitment, and I gave it up. And again, for 3 months, I did not do any meditation because the environment was not, they're not supporting me, and I again fell down. I again failed in pursuing this journey. But deep inside, I always had this, I have to do it, I have to do it, I have to do it. And so 6 months down the line, I had an opportunity to go abroad. And I went abroad, and I wasn't living with anyone, I was all alone. And I went abroad, and then I did my computer application, and I was working in a ISP company in Afghanistan, Kabul. And you know it, I know. You must be wondering, Kabul, Afghanistan at the time of war? It is really amazing. But somehow my circumstances were like that. I just wanted to do it or die. That the do or die situation was there in my life. And I went to Afghanistan, But it was a beautiful opportunity. I always wished I had some money and I could be financially independent so that I can pursue meditation for the rest of my life. And next 3 years, I got to do that. I earned money, and at the same time, I was meditating twice every day, maybe more than twice, sometimes 3 times, 4 times, 4 hours every day. So that really, for 3.5 years, I was earning money, and at the same time, I was practicing. I was practicing. That's all. I didn't know where I was going, how will I find peace, or I didn't have any I didn't have any goals for that. But somehow I knew that this is my journey. This is what I got to keep going. And for 3.5 years, I practiced Vipassana. 2009, I came back. I got divorced. And then I went to other schools of thought. Okay, now that I am in here, let me see what else can I went for spiritual shopping, getting something here. So that I don't miss anything. Once you have that, you also think that there might be some other technologies also, there might be some other gurus also. So I went to Art of Living and I went to Kriya Yoga. I did all these techniques and I really practiced them for years, for a couple of years, whether it was Sudarshan Kriya from Art of Living and Kriya Yoga. So both of them I inculcated. But behind everything was the practice of Vipassana. Vipassana was my basic technique. Of course, other techniques had their own benefits, I'm sure, because I did them. I did all of them. And they had their own benefits. So, a couple of years I experimented with life. Then one of my friends introduced me to Landmark. So Landmark is one of the organizations. They also teach, they also are in the education of transformation. So Landmark was a space where I got answers to a lot of my inquiries. Why am I here? Who I am? Why am I creating what I'm creating? So I could make sense. The Vipassana and the Landmark, they also started syncing with each other. They both are the same form, but somewhere, but you find answers to your questions outside of them also. But in the end, they all are the same. So Landmark, I created a possibility of love, of being love for me. So that is the space when I realized that I'm too dry. I just wanted to give up on life and go and be in an ashram and continue a celibate life and not get married. I didn't want to get married or something. I did give up on relationships, on love actually. So, but I got present to my inauthenticity, that I am not love. How could people love me? And so there I created a new possibility for myself and my life of being love. And then I met this wonderful guy, Mr. Nirmal Kumar Jain. He's my father-in-law now. And I met him through a common friend, Amita. They both, he asked me, so what do you do? I said, I've done Vipassana. He was also a Vipassana meditator. He had, done Vipassana meditation in abroad. And he'd done so many courses, and he was also spiritually very much grounded. He was a successful businessman. And he was so inspiring, a successful businessman with a business empire, and at the same time a meditator. I said, this is who I am going to be in the next few years. And he asked me, so what are you doing? I said, I practice Vipassana meditation. And he asked me about my life plans. I said, I'm going to just go to an ashram, go to Vipassana ashram, stay there for the rest of my life. I don't want to get married. And so at that point of time, he was totally a pious follower of Osho. His grace, his presence really moved me, inspired me. And I said, okay, Osho. I said, Osho being very controversial, I couldn't relate to him at that point of time, because Vipassana is like no aversion, no craving, just be centered. give it up. Everything is moh, everything is maya, everything is a suffering. And Vipassana had made me so dry in my life. I didn't know what love was. And I went and I listened to him, and I just went on my own way. I said, let me see. But I didn't take him seriously at that point of time. Of course, there was this conversation in my head always. Osho. Okay, who's Osho? Let me find out. And I decided to travel the world, and then I went to China, Singapore, and other countries. And in China, I had this toothache, and it was very, very intense. And I had to prepone my flight because China, I didn't know any medical services. I had to prepone my flight and come back to India. And at that time in 2013 or 14, I remember, an Osho camp was being organized, and I got an opportunity to be there. And when I landed in India, I tell you, there are two messages that I got. The tooth was fine. It stopped paining. And second news I got, there's an Osho camp happening in next few days in Delhi. So I decided to register for that camp. Osho. Wow. That was a conscious sexuality camp, and in Zorvadabhuta. And I attended that. And on the very first day, I was standing in the line to do our first workshop, where I got the transmission of love, got the transmission of the polarities of masculine and feminine, sexual energy, and that totally transformed my life. The next few days, I was experimenting with love, with being love, and that point I decided that now I'm going to pursue this for the rest of my life. So Vipassana, and now the love comes, the domain of love comes. So the Vipassana is related to the Jnana Yoga, and the love, the path of surrender, the path of love. The path of Vipassana is about Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge, the path of Shiva, the Shiva path. While the path of Osho, or the path of conscious sexuality, was the path of love, surrender, and divine. That the path of Shiva and the path of Shakti. The path of Shakti is also known as the path of love, the path of surrender. And then I went to Europe, England, to study this path of Shakti, and experimenting with different processes and different techniques and different timings, and my body, my Shiva energy. So that's where I could create a balance of the Shiva and Shakti inside me. And while I was in England at Osho Leela, this is so much energy, there's so much vibrations in this energy. It takes you away, it takes you to so much ecstasy, so much juiciness is in this space that it takes you away. Fortunately, with Divine's blessings, I would say, I had been grounded in Vipassana. So that really brought me that really made me realize that if I want to get married, and I'll get married and practice this with my committed partner. And my father-in-law, Nirmal Sen, he encouraged me to come here. And at that point of time, I didn't have any idea that he had a daughter, or she was also going through some rough times, and she was in the middle of a divorce or something. I didn't know that. I just came back from England and just hugged him, and I said, I love you. Thank you so much for guiding me to this path, for directing me to this path, because I felt so complete. I have never felt so complete in my life. And he told me to share his so my knowledge, what I've learned with him, and we started having conversations about this path, about this journey. And then I met Niti, the love of my life, my soulmate. And we came together with the blessings of our dad and our parents also. And we started this journey, this beautiful journey since 2014. And since then we are together, having a beautiful relationship, experimenting with love, creating love. So love is, what I realized with her is that love is not a feeling, a thought, or an emotion, or a mood, or circumstance, or my attitude. Love is a creating process. It is a creation moment by moment. And if I can't make her fall in love with me every day, I don't deserve love. So that's one of the things which you can take on, is that make your woman fall in love with you every day. That's the one thing, if you want to take away from me. I'm still do that with every conversation, with every gesture, with every day. I make her fall in love with me every day, and it's a continuous process. It surely seems like it's a task. It's something you have to do. No, it's not. It becomes your being. It becomes your creation, and it becomes you. And this brings so much joy and love and happiness and peace. So all these feelings, they are just the outcome of your creation. But all you require is commitment. So I was committed to love. That's what I'm creating right now. And every day, from the last breath I take, love is being created every moment. So that's about my journey. So now I'll take you back how this journey actually started. I'm a kid. I'm in class 2nd or 3rd. There's a chapter in my book in moral science, and it is called the path of Buddha. And he said there is suffering. You remember there is suffering and there's a way out of suffering. So he had these 3 paths, these 3 phrases. I somehow still remember that day. I was a kid in class 2nd, and there's a guy sitting next to me, and I asked him, so there is suffering. So if God has made us, why would he make us suffer? Why would he make us suffer? So I wasn't convinced about that. I said, no. And then I realized there's a way out of it. I said, I exactly remember the words that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out of suffering. And I think that was the seed where it all started. And maybe the seed was of my previous births also. I do believe in them. So if you don't, it's okay. But that is the seed where I get. And the seed of Osho. I remember Siddharth Bali. He was a very close friend of mine. And I talked to him once. I used to ask him questions like, my parents are so loving. I just love them. Why does God have to take away from us? He gives us something and then he takes away from us. And why does he makes us suffer? Why does he make us? So he told me, you just talk like Osho. So this is one of the conversations I used to have. He said, you just talk like Osho. I said, who's Osho? And his mother and father, they both were, I'm in touch with Sudesh Pali, a very beautiful energy soul. And his mother was a sitar player. And they used to both be very much, they were the followers of Osho. So I remember them, and I saw Ma Neelam entering our school. I used to study in Sacred Heart Convent School, and Ma Neelam, she's the trustee. She was the last secretary of Osho. So I remember Ma Neelam and her husband, they both coming to our school because the kids used to study in our school. I saw them coming in the red robe, and I was just watching them. I was just so amazed to see them. The grace, the charisma they had on their faces with that mala of Osho around their neck. and they're coming to their children's Priya's parent-teacher meeting. And I said, who are they? I was fascinated by their aura, their energy, their presence. And I think that's where I found my seed of Osho. And now it is flowered, it is blooming, it is in its full bloom. And more recently, I like to share, having gone through the journey of the Gyan Marg and the journey of the Bhakti Marg, the love from Osho, the path of Bhakti. More recently, I am overwhelmed with these energies. I've learned so many techniques, so many things that I've experienced, and I've created wealth. I've done this. I'm with my father-in-law. We both are together doing a business. We have a tissue culture lab in Palampur, and we grow blueberry plants, we propagate plants, and we sell it to farmers. And we are creating a vision of contribution to spreading blueberry cultivation around the world, around India. The world is already there. So around India. And my wife, she is a director of Neva Garments. You guys might have heard of it. We are the #1 herbal company in India, and we are into active wear. So we are very well settled. We live a beautiful life. Thank to God. We're blessed with everything. There's abundance, there's love, there's harmony, there's peace. So now, more recently, I want to share it with you guys. With anyone who wishes to take this journey on. And what I am right now is on the path of service, the Karma Marg. So having experienced the Gyan Marg and the Bhakti Marg, now it is my time to contribute, to serve the humanity and serve them by action. And I'm learning this. How to contribute. I may not be good at that, but I'm learning. I'm creating it. I'm creating these videos. I'm creating this journey, and a lot of people are guiding me to how to spread it, how to take it forward. And here I am creating this video, which I would have never done because of this. But that my life doesn't belong to me anymore. I just experienced that. It belongs to anyone who's listening to this video, anyone who's inspired, if I can inspire anyone, that there is pain, there is suffering, but there is bliss and there is divinity and there is love. It is you who has to create it. And if you are interested to do that, if you want to go on this journey, I can support you. And I would love to do that. Thank you.